Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Martin here. Fran's not here. She's off away. Daughter's moving house tomorrow, so she's off up there. I'm going to be one of the donkeys tomorrow, so I'm doing my bit too. First of all, thank God it's the weekend. Hope you're all enjoying your a little bit more freedom. We went to the pub the other night. Freezing cold, but anyway. This is a bit of a divert side project that we've had for a little while, for a few months now. This was Flossie, a narrowboat Flossie. She is a 60-foot traditional narrowboat. And we've been, you're going to use the word resurrection. Friends of ours had that boat. We were moored by them for quite a while. They had to move off because of one of their ill health. So Flossie was left, quite sadly really, unattended for 2 winters, probably 18 months, maybe, perhaps actually a bit more than that. And we were starting to see, you know, the flue was leaking, so I could see water inside, and yada yada. So we bought the boat from them. Not the view to actually do up to the perfect condition, but in our eyes, she was worth saving for someone else to continue that project that we were starting. So yeah, Flossie, she was built in 1989 by a company called John Deblin Marine in Bristol. Not a lot of people heard of that boat, but in 89, taking a bit of a gamble, the hull was okay. As you'll find out in a minute, she was. Good British steel. I used to work for British Steel. I was a British Steel apprentice, so yeah, good steel. So even after all this time, the hull was absolutely perfect. So brilliant news. So yeah, Flossie, part of that deal that we had was for me to clear the boat, keep all the stuff in storage, clear the towpath, and you know, clear everything with CRT, because she'd been left so long. Boat safety had run out, and they were about to get some serious heat from Canal and River Trust to do something with her. So we've sort of done all that. So what did we do? Yeah, quite a lot of the windows had to come out and be resealed. They were all leaking in. The flue was majorly leaking in. Stern gland, yeah, no surprise, that was leaking into. Back doors hadn't been shut, well, stern doors hadn't been shut correctly, and that caused a lot of water ingress. So, you know, some people might look at that boat and go, phew. I could see what was underneath. And the beauty of this boat as well, as you'll see during the video, is she has a beautiful Russell Newbury twin engine. Do you know, after a year and a half of standing, it probably took me about 20 minutes for that thing to fire up and spark into life. Fantastic. Inboard engine. Not the boatman's cabin, as some you'll see, but this one is close coupled to the stern. So anyway, I'm going to say no more for a second. Let's take you on a little tour of Flossie. Some of it will be images, a few videos and stuff. So let's take you on a tour of Flossie so you can see, hopefully you can see why we decided to save her. So here we go. Quickly, yeah, you can see the state the paintwork was in. She hadn't been blacked since 2018, so what's that, 3 years ago-ish. The paint was looking really bad. There was lots of crusty craters on the roof where water just got in. Basically, she was just going downhill fast on the outside, but still, you know, looked pretty solid. Inside, yeah, you got a glimpse of that Russell Newbury engine. Terry was a mechanic, but he was more of a mechanic that wanted everything working well. Dressing an engine and polishing all that brass and stuff, nice thing. In fact, that engine room that you can see there, or you did see there, you can see that is oak, and that oak extends from the bow all the way through everything to the stern, even the engine room. And it's a rather large room as well. So you can imagine if somebody actually got to love that engine the way she should be loved, that would be incredible. That could be incredible, especially in that environment there. Yeah, we have. Okay, so we have sold Flossie. She's still around, but we have sold her. And I said in fact, I said to a few people that were looking at her, if it was me, I would have another hatch cut in the side of there by the engine. Two things: opens the engine up for a bit more ventilation, but also it would allow the general public and enthusiasts to actually look at that engine and hear that engine in operation. I've got a lovely little sound bite of the engine actually running. She's beautiful. So those are the two main things, but there is more. The hull, fingers crossed, was okay, and that beating heart of the engine. Of course, you've got a glimpse now of the oak ceiling and the oak sides, all oak, nothing else. Just incredible, really. Even the floor was hardwood. So normally it'd be like a ply, I don't know, 15mm ply, something like that. Even the floor's hardwood. And that's one of the things that saved her, because the timbers inside are so strong. Anything else would have just bust wide open and you'd been to put a new floor in there. Then you're talking about some major work. And we have done some major work. I'll talk about that in a second. So, you've seen a little bit of Flossie. Let's go and see some more. Now you've seen a bit more of the inside, the beauty of what she is. She didn't quite look like that, okay? So what did we do inside? All of that woodwork had a very light sand and a feed. We just used a wood oil just to start to feed that wood again. And the colour just came, the shine and the luster came straight through with that wood. So we did all of the wood all the way around. That's new carpet tiles in the on the floor as well in the saloon area. That was mainly to dress her, I guess. It might not be everyone's taste, but the carpet there had to come up, so we took that all up back to the floor, and we put that down. So you've got a nice clean, a bit of an indication what she could look like. Might not be your colour, but hey. There's also, you can see there's a nice little Arga log burner. Yeah, that wasn't there. We've put that in. There was a squirrel stove in there, a squirrel more so, because the chimney had been leaking so much. It had just broke itself apart. Anyone that knows how those squirrels are put together, they're basically cast iron plates and they're bolted together. It had just bust. Totally unusable. Also, there was that much ash on the baffle plate. That's the plate between the combustion chamber and the flue. There was no air gap there at all. If that, they had tried to bodge it up over the years with bits of masking or whatever they'd put in. Do you know, that was a death trap waiting to happen. I got no choice. Ripped that out. That Arga, that little Arga, I couldn't believe my luck. I found that, and it was over in the Forest of Dean. So quick, I'm having that all the way over to the Forest of Dean. Perfect condition, used, but there was not a fault with it. And to me, it just looked perfect. It just fit in the boat perfectly. So a nice little 4.7 kilowatt Arga log burner. Perfect. So we put the Arga log burner in as well. Also within that cabin, you can see, you may have got a glimpse of the fridge, and there's a cooker there. Yeah, we replaced the gas line to the cooker. Also, there's a gas line from the cooker to a flueless heater in the bedroom. That it's got to go out. It's got to go. You can't be having things like that. Not that this day and age. Just ripped all that out. Also, with the gas, there's a bubble tester now fitted as well. So when you have your gas safety, the examiner can do that quite easily, quickly. You don't have to get a gas safe engineering. So we redid all that, made all that good. The stove just needed a bit of a clean, really. Cleaned all that up. She's absolutely perfect. Same with the fridge. Everything runs perfect. 12-volt fridge, all cleaned up really nice. Do you know as well? You know some of the videos we've had where we've looked at some boats, me and Fran, and none of the cupboards shut and all that sort of stuff because they've been that damp. Every cupboard absolutely perfect. No swelling, no breaking of the seams. I didn't have to touch any of them. It's absolutely perfect. Say something to the quality of the boat, the initial quality and the build she was built to. So you can see now that, okay, I mean, we did a lot of work there. Don't underestimate how much work we did. There's a lot of work there to get that to where it was. A lot of cleaning out, and like I say, I think we had four runs to the tip and stuff, but just because a lot of the things inside were so water damaged, you know. There was 4 of those windows as well that came out that we resealed as well, again because they were leaking in. So you've seen the cabin. Hey, do you know? Hopefully you're seeing. Do you know something? That could be a really nice boat. She looks really scabby on the outside, but yes, our whole idea was to take this boat and make her safe. Engine runs, no nasty flueless burners in the bedroom. Make everything clean, make everything functional, and get the boat safety, which we did. We got the boat safety on her, so that was good. Get the engine all running and all that kind of thing, and things like the roof, or the outside of the roof, not the internal ceiling. We just sat where there were like little bust open craters where the water had got in. We just sanded. We just took those back with a flat wheel, treated the metal, put red oxide back over it, and not to hide anything, not to bodge anything, but not to hide, just to protect and preserve, and wait for that next owner or that person to go, do you know something? This could be really good. This could be really good. And we found that person, which is fantastic. So what I can do now is actually what happened there. She was ready for sale then. We had lots of people that wanted her, couldn't afford her. Lots of people that didn't know what a boat was. People travel for miles around to see Flossie. But they didn't know anything about boats. And you think, well, this is a boat that needs to be loved by somebody. It's not a turnkey engine. That engine needs looking after. It's built like a brick outhouse. But, you know, you need to know a little bit about engines and tinker and want to tinker and play with those. So we got a buyer quite a few weeks ago now, probably about 3 weeks ago. It's now the 16th of April. My daughter's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Jess. Slight divert. She's in dry dock now. So the whole plan was now to get her into dry dock and we can have the hull surveyed. So, yeah, we see a lot of boats around here being sold with no survey at all. I know of one recently. I'm not saying anybody particularly sold it, but one recently that people have bought, put it in dry dock for a black-in, and there's no bottom left on it. That boat is like, how much you want to throw at that to try and bring that back? Anyway, so we put her in dry dock, or we're putting her in dry dock with the view and the contract, really, that if the hull's good, we're good to go. Okay, so here's a quick few things on the dry dock process. So, Okay, so yeah, she's in dry dock. In fact, she's in dry dock right now, today. What did we find? What did the examiner say? So the surveyor was going to work for us, obviously, because it was our boat. As soon as we get a buyer, then automatically he works for them. It doesn't work for me. No conflict of interest or anything like that. He's there to advise them. What did he find? Basically, there's no severe pitting anywhere. The steel is near as, damn it, as good as the day it was built. We're talking about a few points, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, on a 10mm base plate. Good as new. You wouldn't buy a hull like that. Well, you would, but you'd be some big dollar. So anyway, there was a bearing on the tiller that needs doing. Okay, so we'll do that. And also I noticed when we were cruising up, because we had to go about 7 miles to dry dock, cruised up there, the stern gland was leaking a little bit. No surprise, it's not turned a screw for how long. So we're having that done as well. So as a seller, we've done that. The buyer obviously then takes control of the boat and everything, and they then were having it blacked. They've actually had it blacked all the way up to the top of the gunnels. Not the top of the gunnel, but up the vertical face. Again, not to hide, not to bodge, not to cover, just to protect, because it's going to be some time now before they have chance to actually get the paint done. You know, and that's what she needs. She needs that paint. I know for a fact if you have that put in a yard, it's $7.5 grand paint job. But imagine the boat if you decided to. It's a lot of money, of course. But imagine the boat you'd have if you spent that. Russell Newbury, classic engine, a hull that's as good as the day she was made, solid, will last another 40 years easily. And nice fresh paint, and of course there are a few things that you could do interior as well. Going to rewind a little bit. Some of the things we did, the calorifier was, somebody had put fiberglass patches on the calorifier and tried to stick the insulation back. Not saying who, probably you, Terry. Different Terry, not the Terry that we talk about with Fran, where he says size matters. Different Terry, the owner Terry. Yeah, as soon as we pressurise it, there's water everywhere. Where the hell is this coming from? So there's a new calorifier in there. I'll pop some pictures at the end, and you'll see a new calorifier, all piped in copper. There was only a single coil calorifier in to start with. We put a twin coil in now. So the next owner, always thinking of that next owner, never to bodge, never to cut corners. So they can add a Webasto diesel heater and add radiators, and then they've got the hot water. They don't need to think about changing the calorifier as well. So brand new calorifiers in there as well. Happy days. Obviously I'm doing this on the fly, so there you go. The name Flossie, and you see Smudge and Terry. Smudge and Terry are great people. They really are. They now live off the water, unfortunately. I think nearly had to drag Terry kicking and screaming. But, you know, those guys had 30 years on that boat. One owner, a boat with one owner from the day one. And Smudge is a nickname. I never remember what Smudge's real name is. It's just Smudge. Terry, that's his real name. And Flossie, the boat Flossie, that's actually named after Smudge's mum. Because she was supposed to be some kind of unstoppable woman. And they always applied that to the boat, unstoppable steel boat. So the name sort of stuck, and Flossie's named after Smudge's mum. So I do know the new owner's going to keep that because she loves it, loves the story as well. So yeah, she's in dry dock, all blacked, ready to go. We'll pull her out on Monday, so 16th, 17th, 18th. Pull her out on the 18th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. She comes out. She's been a week in dry dock, and then the owner can take her. And these guys are well into their engines and stuff like that. They can't wait to do the work. We really wanted somebody that could see that vision. Hopefully, they've got it. Sure does sound like it. So she'll be off where the canal we are. I think she's heading down towards London somewhere. So a nice little cruising journey as well. I think one of the things in conversation was about, oh, maybe we put it on a crane and put it on a boat, on a lorry, and take it down there. I think myself and Pete, who runs the dry dock, Hempstead Dry Dock. You saw the image first. Great guy up there, great service. Not sponsored by them, but they do a lot of work. They've worked on our boats in the past as well. So he was under the opinion, and I think I agree with him, that picking up really old boats, you never quite know what's going to happen. You know, up in the air and on a crane with 2 slings. So maybe it would be best just to cruise her back towards London. Take the time, go and enjoy the lifestyle and stuff as you go. So there you go. That is Flossie. That's the little side project we've had for the last 2 or 3 months, sort of. And it's not just me. I couldn't do all that work myself. So there's been 4 of us. We put a lot of hours in, a lot of hours. So yes, it's myself, Martin, Fran as well, and there's also 2 guys, Dave and Karen, really good friends of ours, that we've been working on that boat together to get her to that point where she's for sale. So we've saved her, and we're really great about that. Yeah, we've made a couple of pound profit. Why wouldn't? Well, you would do. You wouldn't do it otherwise. But it's great. It's horrible to see a boat slowly demise in front of your eyes. So I almost rhymed if it did. So yeah, so we've been doing that. So that I just thought I'd like to share that with you guys. So I'll put some more pictures of Flossie as we go, but also some good news, and this is coming soon. Our boat build at Aintree is supposed to start next week. Again, 16th and 19th. Sometime that week they'll put the base plate down. So we're hoping we can go and do a couple of tours up at Aintree, look at the boat building process, and share that with you guys as well. We want to be really hands-on with that and see everything that happens. Why wouldn't you? Of course you would. But yeah, so we'll be sharing that soon. So I'm going to leave you on this vlog. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. That's really fantastic. The channel's growing, which is really good. We love that. And we're only here like for a bit of fun, but also, you know, we live in a van for sure now at the moment, but we love van travels and we love boat life, and the two for us are hand in hand. So we just wanted to share that with you guys. So more pictures of Flossie and a couple of little videos and stuff as we go out. And thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.